Morning, Jay Nicholas for the Oregon Fly Fishing Blog. We're going to tie a Clark's Stonefly on a tube, amazing as it is. So I'm going to start with, I have a piece of the, it's hard to hold on to and show it, Pro Sport Fisher Classic tube in the small. I've burnished one end already. This is a small hook guide. I'm going to trim that hook guide off just a little bit. I'll hold my hook nicely. Thread that on the small flexi needle. Now, as I get started here, I'm going to mention I may make this mistake, but if you put too much tension on your tube, on your thread, that darn little thing will come loose and roll. And then it's kind of frustrating. So the Clark Stone, I'm going to start with some Lagerton mini flat braid, gold, very durable. I met Lee Clark up fishing the Metolius one time. He was very generous, very courteous to me, showed me just how effective his flies are. Taught me a lesson or two. Gold body. Now this underwing is McFlylon, and I'm using a gold. It's a gold color here. I'm going to make it about as long as my wing will be. Why use a tube? Why not use a regular shanked hook? Well, you could. They work just great. A little bit of hot orange crystal flash here. 4 strands, just 4 strands, no more. Just a tiny bit longer than the McFlylon. I have some deer hair. Now some folks tie this fly, they deliberately do not stack the hair. You may consider that if you wish. Measure to length, trim. I think this fly is lighter on a tube. I can use a little short shank Daiichi. The hook will be mentioned naturally at the end of the video. It's a short shank, light wire hook. So I think this fly winds up being lighter. Put a grizzly hackle on it. Lee likes to use a brown. I like to use a grizzly. I think this fly is going to be lighter. I think it's going to land nicely, float nicely. And I think that short shank hook is easier. You know when you're out fishing the stonefly hatch. By the way, you see how that hair's flared? I'm going to wind this dubbed body back over that portion to help hold it down just a little bit. The traditional Clark stone is sometimes tied with just a thread head. I like to use a dubbed head, a little bit fuller. You often hook small trout when you're fishing the stonefly hatch. Little fish, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8, 9, 10 inches. You're using a size 8 or size 6 hook, which you might with a fly of this size. I think it's rough on the fish, rough on the little fish. I think being able to use a small, short shank tube fly hook is kinder on those little fish. And I think that this fly will be very, very effective and fun. Goodness gracious. We tie our big flies on tubes. Why not try some trout flies on tubes? So I'm going to give you a little spin here. Give myself, see how it looks from the bottom. Oh my goodness. That looks so good. Tie some up, get out there on the Deschutes, or go to Montana. Have fun. Thanks.